What's the theme this week? What is it? I feel like we got a couple different ones going, which is fine with me. But the talk of traditions really resonated with me, so I'm just gonna go in that direction. If you could be a fly on the wall, or an elf on the wall, am I right? How is that even a joke? At any one of my family's Christmas celebrations, it would appear that all we care about is food. And that's definitely partly true. Okay, mostly true. On average, during any family gathering, regardless of holiday, there's an 85% chance that we will be talking about, thinking about, or eating food, or a combination of all three. My dad has already made all of his plans for where and when he will be buying a ham to bring down to Washington, D.C. this December for our Christmas reunion. He's pretty excited about it. When it's time to decorate Christmas cookies, I, being the oldest cousin, lead a coalition of children, well, now adolescents, and we take over the kitchen and we make pink German shepherds and Technicolor Christmas trees and purple Santas. And sometimes my mom will become so enraptured with a particular cookie and the way that it's decorated that she will preserve it for upwards of 10 years. And I will become very cross at the mere notion that on Christmas morning for breakfast we will not have apricot rolls with cream cheese frosting and sausage on the side. And here I'm about to drop all the cliches, so feel free to just X out of this right now. My family, myself included, is a bunch of food snobs, but being a food snob is pretty meaningless unless you have other snobs around you to snob with. 2 years ago, my cousin and I started a new Christmas tradition in which we made a Yule log cake, also known as a bûche de Noël, which, if you don't know, is like a sheet cake that's frosted and then rolled up and then decorated to look like a log. We used Julia Child's inimitable recipe, which of course necessitated screamed Julia Child impressions coming from the kitchen all afternoon. Usually a few days after Christmas, my dad and I will spend the entire day making placek, which is a Polish breakfast bread with a sort of streusel topping and golden raisins inside. It's really good and really labor intensive. Or, which I know we're all the most excited for, which is going to be when we cook and eat chickpea for New Year's Eve. We're going to make hummus. Or even if we're not cooking, I have vivid memories of spending quieter Christmas Eves with just my mom, watching It's a Wonderful Life and eating clementines and chocolate and wrapping Christmas presents and trying not to cry. That movie. I warned you about cliches earlier, and now this is your second and final warning. But I think It's a Wonderful Life is appropriate to bring up as fundamental an ingredient as George Bailey is in all of the people around him's lives. So to our people, fundamental ingredients in cooking. It's a kind of cannibalism of love. This idea that people are a fundamental ingredient in my life, well, the people I really care about anyway. But I'm not actually going to be eating any human flesh for Christmas. I don't know about any of you. We'll probably have ham. And I think you all know that I love cooking and I love food, and even though I'm an introvert and even though I'm pretty neurotic in the kitchen, and here I could ask that tired question about trees falling in the forest and human auditory capabilities, but I just don't think that screaming Julia Child impressions into an empty kitchen would make the cake taste any better.